Hi, Shirley from ShiFio Patterns here today, and I thought I would show you today how to make this washcloth, dishcloth, or just a plain square is what it is. Very easy to do. I enjoyed actually making this sitting in the car. The edges are, all of them are really nicely done. And there's no holes from yarn overs or anything. That is all. And you can make it with any size of yarn that you want and whatever the appropriate needles are for that yarn. This is made in UK double knitting or USA light worsted, which is number 3, with 3.25 millimeter UK needles or USA size 3 needles, and it's just worked from one corner to the other corner. That's how it's worked. So easy. And then obviously out. And you make it as large as you want, or as small as you want. I just carried on until I thought, that looks quite good, then took it in again. So I'm going to show you part of it today, but it's up to you what size you want to make it, how long you want to knit it for, but I like it, so nice. Be so easy to make such a lot of them and sew them all together. If you can't crochet, they do all that crochet blankets, and you could make yours with these knitted squares. Why not? Why not? Okay, so I'm going to use green for this. So now this is how I cast on. You can cast on however you want. I just poke my finger towards myself and turn it round, put that loop on my needle, and I do it again on the needle. Then I take the first one over the second one. Ta-da! It's your first stitch. So then what we're going to do is put the needle in your first stitch and knit it, but don't take the stitch off the needle. You're going to put this one onto the needle. Then after that you put the needle between the 2 stitches, yarn over, pull it through, and you put that on the needle as well. So we're going to start off with 4 stitches. There we go, 4 stitches. So that's your first, that's what you start off with, 4 stitches. Okay, and we are at the first row is slip your first stitch, knit the next 2, 1, 2, and purl the last one. Purl. There we go. Just tighten that up. Right. Row 2 is, I'm trying to remember what I did. Row 2 is slip your first stitch, knit your second stitch. Now the increases are done by lifting the loop between the stitches, putting it on the needle, and then knitting into the back of that loop. Okay, knitting into the back of the loop. Okay, knit your next stitch, purl your last stitch. Now to get that nice edge is slipping your first stitch, purling your last stitch. I just lost, hold on. Next row is the same. Slip your first stitch, knit your second stitch, and then you do your increase. Lift the loop, put it on the needle, then knit in. What I do is I put my needle in the front and then I slip it over to the back. It's the easiest way of doing it, and you knit into the back to make your stitch. Knit to your last stitch and then you purl it. Okay, Okay, right. Again, slip your first stitch, knit your second stitch. Lift the loop between the two stitches, put it on that needle. Then put your needle in and slip it over to the back so that you're knitting into the back of your lifted loop. Okay, here you go. Knit to the last stitch and you purl your last stitch. There we go. Okay, so do a few more rows and I'll do them slowly. Slip your first stitch, knit your second stitch, lift the loop between, put it onto your needle, put your needle in over the top, so you're going to knit into the back of the loop. There we go. Knit to your last stitch. Oops. Purl it. There we go. A few more rows because I need something to decrease with. Slip your first stitch, knit your second stitch, lift the loop, put it onto your needle, then put your needle in and slip it over so you're knitting into the back of it. Okay, then knit to your last stitch, purl it. There we go. Let's see how we're getting on. Well, it's starting to show. I'll go do a few more rows and I'll come back when I've gotten up a wee bit further. Okay, that's as much as I'm going to do today on this one, so that I can show you about the decreasing. As you can see, the edges are nice and neat. So the decreasing is, we start the row exactly the same. Slip one, knit one. Then we knit two together through the back of the loop. See that? Through the back of the loop, knit two together. Okay. Knit to the last stitch. And you purl it. Oops, dropped it. There we go. So again, slip your first stitch, knit your second stitch, knit two together through the back of the loop, back loop together, two, and you repeat this until you get down to 5 stitches. Okay, 5 stitches, and I'll come back when I get down to 5 stitches and I'll show you what to do. I'll do one more row, one more decreasing row, but they're all the same, every single one of them. So it's slip the first stitch, knit the second stitch, knit two together through the back loop, oops, through the back loop, okay, two together, knit to the last stitch, and when you get to the last stitch, purl it. Okay, right, I'll come back when I'm down to 5. Okay, there's my tiny little square. Down to the last 5 stitches. Now, the last 5 stitches are basically slip one, and then you'd slip the next one, knit two together, slip that one over the two and purl the last one. Okay, simple as that. Okay, so you slip your first one, slip the second one, knit into the back of the next two together, pass this second slip stitch over that one, and then purl your last stitch. Okay, so you basically do the same here. Slip your first stitch, knit two together, slip that stitch over, then pull your yarn through and cut it off. There we go. Have I got scissors? Probably not. Not to hand. Never mind. That's it there. That is the square there, and that's exactly what it was I did on this square here. As I say, dishcloth, washcloth, or make a lot of them, sew them together to make a blanket, baby's blanket. I've seen some nice ones done in these squares. Really pretty. I like this colours as well. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you're not sure, watch the video over again. And like, subscribe, share, and thank you for watching, and happy knitting.